Hey, before you listen to this podcast, just letting you know that this is part 2 of a 2-part podcast with Pixel, aka Josh, and his girlfriend Rebecca. I recommend you listen to part 1 before you listen to this one. Also, you can find the full uncut version on patreon.com/golocopod, where we discuss some more intimate details. So join the GoLoco podcast Patreon to get access to that, as well as uncut versions of other previous podcast episodes. Now, if you're still here, enjoy the rest of the podcast. Has this man gave you anything that you're just like, any thoughtful gifts or any thoughtful thing? What's like the most like, you didn't ask for it like directly, but he just like, he either like gave you a gift or he did this act or he did something where you're just like, God, it's my man. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, he's so. I can't believe I have him.
Well, brother was like, I'm gonna buy you the next pair of Yeezys that come out so we can actually match.
Yeah, when like it's actually good color, because right now it's just trash. Like just trash.
He's trash.
Like just trash colorways. Like it literally looks like puke nowadays. Just sad. It's just damn sad. Like
Yeah. Fucking. By the way, Rebecca, I do recommend that you listen to the podcast with him on it. It's called War and Poetry. I think it's the third one. If you want to know, like, because I asked, we were talking so long about so much shit last time. You like, if you want to know,
that was 3 hours. That was 3 hours.
I cut down 3 hours to 2 hours because that's how much me and him talked with Roman. Roman barely talked. I mean, he talked,
He's
but it was
off.
he was like, yeah, man, that's
off.
cool. Hey, yo, dude, yeah, you're right. Man, I don't remember. Then Josh just kept ranting for like minutes upon minutes. This man.
The man, what do you call this? Roman said the only thing he said there the longest time was when I said like, "Yo, Jovin, invite us to your wedding," and he was like, "Oh yeah, yeah, can I get an invite too? That would be great." Yeah, and then that was it.
It was like the longest thing he said.
That was the longest fucking thing he ever said in that podcast. It was like, "Yeah, yeah, let me get an invite too. That would be great."
Fucking.
I mean, priorities, I guess.
Priorities. He want the free food. He want that cake.
Hey, that man has a job now, all right? He's balling out right now. He bought himself an iPhone 11, the brand new MacBook Pro with the touchpad. This guy's balling. Like,
is he sleeping right now?
most likely, yeah.
Damn. Oh yeah, he probably still has classes. Shit. One of my classes, fucking, I don't even know what's happening. The professor has not responded.
Same.
He went MIA. Like, we had a midterm last week, and then he just gone. Because he was like, hey, school's going to be online for now. So then he emailed like, hey, I'll email you guys later in the week about what's happening with the midterm and the labs. And then he dipped. He was just gone.
That's Spencer. That's like Spencer. Our professor for econ. He's not even. He's not even.
Part of the reason why we had so many movements, because he said class wasn't required, so we would dip and go get food, or we would dip and go look at open houses just for no reason.
Damn, looking at houses already? Damn, Josh, you ain't even high.
You're just screwing around. It's fun.
I took a nap on every fucking house there. I was like just like, yo, I'm about to like take a nap. Like,
bro, y'all should take him to IKEA. You would nap on every turn.
We already went to IKEA.
Damn, y'all went on an IKEA date. I haven't even gone on an IKEA date yet. I need to go on an IKEA date.
I'm gonna pass it off to Becky right there because I feel like she has a lot more to say on that.
All right. Bring it up.
Yeah.
The timeline.
In reality, he's just gonna take a nap, but I'm good with that.
Timeline of IKEA. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, the first time we went to IKEA, some other guy was supposed to come with us too, and I kind of had like a thing for him, but like he bailed last minute, and Josh and our other friend Ethan were trying to get us to get together, and like they were like,
for the record, I was just trying to get food at that time. I was like,
it ended up just being the three of us, Ethan, Josh, and I, and We went to IKEA. We had a lot of fun, whatever. And then later that night, Ethan had to go home. Josh and I obviously were left as usual. And we went to Cheesecake Factory.
Damn, Cheesecake Factory. Fuck.
Yeah, we went to Cheesecake Factory, and like that was kind of the first date that we had, because we just like.
Damn, IKEA first date. Damn.
Well, no, Cheesecake Factory technically.
Cheesecake. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
we're bougie like that, bitch. Don't even play with me like that.
huh?
It's bougie.
We're bougie like that.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, Cheesecake Factory for a first date. I'm like, yeah, we're bougie like that. Don't play. Don't play.
Damn.
I introduced him to cheeseburger, egg rolls, those things.
Those things are bomb.
Cheeseburger, egg rolls.
You need to
Yes,
go.
Right.
sir.
In like 5 months when this shit's over, or at least slow down, I'll check it out.
I don't know if you like avocado egg rolls. I love avocado. That's one thing he doesn't like is avocado, really. That's the one thing that's like not similar about us is like avocado, but like everything else is pretty much the same. But yeah.
Fucking avocados, dude.
We were planning on going
Fucking
this
avocados.
our 1 month, because this Friday will be our 1 month, and now we can't go because this coronavirus. So
Saturday.
Cake Factory.
It's Saturday.
Sad.
It's not Friday. Saturdays are 1 month.
Yeah, Saturday.
Damn, he just corrected you.
Nope.
Fucking-
Yep, he's right. Saturday.
fucking-
I was on Fridays because we got together on a Friday, but yeah, Saturday's the 21st.
Got it. Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Josh, I want to ask you, what was since it's been a while since you were on my podcast last? What was your favorite episode since our? Because I feel like you're like, man, the episode with me is the best, man.
The best. No, I like the one with the dorm.
The dorm.
The one with your friend, yeah.
With Jennifer.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, we were.
I like that.
She was an RA, and she was giving some dorm tips and shit.
Yeah, I remember playing that in the background while I was playing Assassin's Creed Unity. And then I kept hearing the word RA, and I just kept jumping off, like in the wrong position. So I kept dying. I'm like, God damn it, man! Like, I'm gonna turn this fucking podcast on real quick, like before I do shit. So yeah, but it was a pretty good.
Yeah, I've been trying to get more guests on.
Episode. I mean, let's see. I feel like we can do a gallery one, to be honest, because everybody's can't get out right now. Like,
you're right. So wait, who asked who? So wait, you guys were at official when you went to your grandparents, Rebecca, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You were just like, what are you? I was the question like, what are we? And
Yeah.
So wait, did it feel like
much.
Did it feel like 10 seconds to you, or was it just like in his head felt so long where he's like thinking, or was he like when you looked at him, he was just like looking at you like?
It was like maybe a 3-second pause, but
Yeah.
it felt weird for him obviously because he was like, "Oh shoot, wait, what?"
Like we actually because we were going to Six Flags that Saturday too, so we picked up parking pass from one of our friends, and then it was just a quick meetup. It's a quick dap and meet, things like that. Got the parking pass, and then she's like, "Okay, yeah, we're going on my grandparents now," and I'm like, "Okay, cool," because I'm starving. I can eat them up fucking now if I need to. Got into the car. Like, she got in first and I got in second, and she goes like this. She goes like, "I don't know how to introduce you to my grandparents." Like, and then she just goes like, "So are we like dating?" And then that's when like everything kind of just slowed down. Like, when the flash kind of just runs through.
Fucking
Yeah,
flash time. He's like,
"Yep, it was like that. It was like that."
So if I divide the rope by 2 and I think about extrapolating the data, looking back at all past events, trying to find the cause and effect.
The funny thing is, she wasn't even really on my radar, like, at all.
In the beginning, or
like, no, just in general, because like we were just hanging out, like in general. Like
Yeah.
she said, she liked somebody else. So that was.
Damn, he almost got friend
That was
zone. You almost friend
that
zone
was
yourself, dude.
No, I wasn't even really trying. That's the thing.
That's
but
why
like,
I'm saying you almost friend zone yourself, dude. You were like one wrong answer away. You were like, you literally, when she asked that, you'd be like, I'm a friend. It would have been done. It's like, fucking.
That was their original response for everything.
It would have just been dry.
That was their response for everything. When people ask, like, you guys hang out way too much. Like, the reason we hang out way too much is like people don't want to hang out with us.
And
like they'll be like, oh God, I don't have money.
Yeah.
Or I'm busy. I'm like, you don't do shit. Like, you don't have a job. You don't have nothing. Like,
yeah,
get the fuck out. Like,
so every time like people would ask us this, like we would get so annoyed, and we would talk about it with each other. Like, oh my gosh, why does everybody keep asking like that we're dating and stuff? It's so annoying. And
yeah, oh my God, dating.
And we would always talk about this with each other, and then like we're always like, yeah, it's just because we vibe, you know, like we're friends, blah blah blah. Like both of us kept saying that, but yeah, it just happened.
So wait, when he said you can call me your boyfriend. What went through your mind when? Because he said time slow down, but when he said that, what did you think in your mind? You're just like,
I'm like, okay.
Oh,
Just like, okay.
You screwed up, my dick. He's like, you mine. You're done. I've trapped. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know why I'm doing voices this episode. I must be fucking coronavirus guy. Everyone feeling the type of way.
Yeah, you on lockdown, so I don't know what the hell you.
Yeah, not really lockdown. It's more like I can go grocery shopping, I can get to go orders, and that's basically it. Fill up gas. I don't know. For the next 3 weeks at least.
Damn.
Y'all probably be watching out. You might get that same shit at some point.
Yeah, I know.
I'm hoping. I'm not trying to work.
Not working.
Fucking A.
I'm not trying to work, so I'm hoping. Yeah, here's fingers crossed for Kirk.
Also, fingers crossed that we don't fucking all die. You know, it's chill.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie to you. If this thing gets worse and people started looting shit, I'm going to Best Buy.
Best Buy.
I'm going to Best Buy. Yes, sir. I'm going to Best Buy. I'm gonna get me another PS4, another Mac. Like just out of nowhere. Like I don't need it, but I'm like, you know what? It's good to have it on.
Everyone's like fucking rioting, wanting food and water, fucking shelter.
My man.
This guy's like, I still got my electric bill. PS4 it is.
Your man's out here trying to get like, no, I don't need the food because she got me with food.
Hey.
She knows how to cook. You know what she did yesterday?
What?
She came over to the house yesterday, learned how to cook lumpia. Roll and cook lumpia.
Oh yeah, I saw her Snapchat right when I added her earlier. Yeah, I saw that. How was it? Was it good?
It was so
good.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom's taught her how to roll it and whatnot. And you know, our parents now know each other through FaceTime. So that's one thing. That's just one thing right there. I gotta put out there. It's only been not even a month.
You already met the
and
parents.
they already met each other. Like,
damn. It took me how long? Shit, okay. I'm trying to think. So I'm turning 23 this year? Shit, I'm about to hit 22. So
I'm turning 24, man. I'm about to be Kobe it up.
I was about almost
for my birthday.
Hmm?
I'm turning 21 April 1st, and I can't do crap for my birthday. That's in 2 weeks in one day.
His birthday is the saddest day that ever happened here. All right, his birthday is September 11th.
Let's go.
So for school, we would tell Jovin happy birthday, and then we'd have like students would have that like what do you call that? Like the 10-minute moment of silence.
Yeah.
Or 10 seconds. 10 minutes, bitch. 10 minutes. How long?
Yeah,
It'd be like a 10-minute at one point.
Minutes? Oh, 10 minutes? All
yeah.
right.
And then they'll be like, yeah, just to remember the victims of 9/11. Like, always remember. And we're like, yeah, that's Jovin's birthday, right? Like,
I'm not even born on that day, but I'm forever going to be associated with it. Okay, I went to Ground Zero in New York, and I was not Ground Zero. They already have they're almost finished constructing the new building over there. But fucking obviously Ground Zero Memorial, I fucking went there. I was like, bro, this is fucking hella weird. I don't remember. I vaguely remember like a TV, and that's all I remember from that day.
It's insane.
It was fucking. And now we got fucking viruses and shit, you know. Fucking hopefully we can get through this shit, economy wise and shit, you know. Fucking just don't screw this up, y'all. Stay home. If any of y'all are not listening to social distancing, motherfuckers, I do not need everyone to catch fucking coronavirus, okay? Like, I don't give a shit if y'all are like, hey, the probability of me dying is a bit. I don't fucking care. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can share corona people. You can still be a carrier.
Yeah, fucking all the immunocompromised people, all the elderly, and then bitch, the economy. Yeah, we don't get work, but I would like to get paid though. Like I like
the elderly.
Like
there are some elderly, there are some elderly people I want to punch in the throat from time to time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You can't drive.
Well, okay.
There's some motherfuckers like in my store who would be asking stupid ass questions. They'd be like, "So this plant, this is a real plant?" I'm like, "Do you see any fucking real soil underneath this shit? Like, do you see me watering this motherfucker every like hour or like 3 hours? Do you see a UV light underneath this bitch? Like, do we have a greenhouse?" Those are questions you need to ask yourself before you ask me stupid questions like that.
So retail life is
like this is one of the dumbest questions I ever got to. All right, she went up to the counter. I wasn't even supposed to be up front, but like I just had to cover somebody because they had to go to the bathroom. She went up to me like this. She's like, "Hey, you guys are open right now, right?" And I'm like, I literally, there were so many answers that I could have said. I was like, yeah, no, we're open right now. Yeah, we just actually open. But I could have went like, bitch, are you for real right now? Like, you walk in through the door. What do you think this was? Like, just a freebie type shit? You grab whatever you want, go back outside. Like, for real? Like, grab and go. That's how it is. Grab and go. Like, grab and run. That's.
Fucking wait. Now this is something I just realized. Josh, what's your retail voice? How do you sound when customers talk to you and you're trying to be nice? Not when you're like tired. You're just like when you're like, okay, I got some energy. I'm gonna try to be nice. Try to be.
My retail voice.
What's your retail voice? When people walk in, what's your? Wait, let me see. I haven't done retail in a while. Let me try to get my voice up. Fuck. Hi, welcome in. Hello.
That's yours. Mine is.
How was your day today, sir?
It's the same decibel as this guy. As it is, I just go like, "Hi, my name is." I have 3 different names. No, I have 4 different names at work.
4?
Yeah, I have 4. I have Gengar, Rayquaza, John, and then Josh.
Who the fuck calls you Rayquaza
And
at the
then
counter?
I made a new one. It's just, don't worry about it. All right. We had comments like, my favorite comment was like, there was a guy like very nice, know what he was doing. He talked us into like getting a card, blah blah blah, and then they put like, yeah, the associate's name Gengar. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
he was totally not trying to get that card.
Yeah, I was like, yo, who? I'm like, yeah, who the fuck is Gengar? Honestly, like, dog.
Like the Pokemon,
like, I'm like,
that's unfortunate.
No, I told my manager, I'm like, dude, maybe you should call like the other place, you know, try the Roseville store, the Lincoln store. That might just be a mistake, you know. He called people and they're like, we don't have an employee named Gengar. We don't.
His name is Gengar.
So I switched it to Rayquaza. That's when I'm like, hi, my name is Rayquaza. How you doing?
Are there any people who are like, excuse me?
There were a few people. Yeah, there's a lot of old people who shop with us, so they go like, "That's a very peculiar name. Where did you get that name?" I'm like, "It's a Japanese name, ma'am. It means green dragon." So
it's pretty dope, if you know what I mean.
It's pretty good. It's like, how do you pronounce it? I'm like Rayquaza, but technically you can call me Rayquaza. Rayquaza. You can just say Rayquaza, or you can go by Ray or Quaza.
Ray. You listen to 6 name. My name's Ray. Everyone loves Ray.
Hey Ray, that bastard. No, but yeah. My retail voice is like this. It's like, how you doing, ma'am? You need any help, bitch? No, but
who helped you out today, bitch?
I'm not really what do you call this? I don't really talk to customers.
All right.
Just because I'm in charge of the back room now, so that's why
Okay.
there's a difference.
Yeah, stock room is like completely different
You know,
world.
Yeah.
He knows my exact thing that I say to customers at Starbucks for drive-through.
What is it? Go ahead, Josh. Now you put on a spot.
What?
What is she?
When I'm in drive-through.
Wait, say it again.
She goes like, "Hi, my name is Rebecca. Welcome to Starbucks. How may I help you today?"
Yes, I would like a vanilla soy latte. No vanilla, no soy. Can I get a green? Can I get a matcha soy latte? I don't actually want any soy. Can you put oat milk instead? And instead of matcha, can you put more matcha? Also, can you put no ice? Thank you. Also, I want it in a venti.
No ice.
Can I get it blended? No ice.
Those are
closing time, and people ask for no ice in their iced teas because I literally have to freaking rebrew a whole freaking pitcher of iced tea just for them.
those are the assholes. Like,
Can I get a frappuccino? No ice. It's like, bitch,
Oh,
the
somebody
fuck's
asked
in there?
if a frappuccino hot one time. Can you get a frappuccino hot? I'm like,
it's like that's just coffee in general. You shameme bitch. Like hook up your entire thing,
Do you
please.
want to put a slush and then microwave it, but not let it melt?
This is like, if the coronavirus is like taking people, like people who have an IQ less than 25 need to go.
All the Karens, please.
Karen,
But that too.
your manager.
Anything named with Kyle, Brandon, those
Richard,
motherfuckers need to go. Cole,
Cole.
I need basic.
Hey, the Cole we knew is hella nice though.
bro.
True. Not
He
him.
was
Not
Cole.
that Cole. Not that Cole.
He was cool. He gives me like snacks. Like every time I see, I'm like, honestly, back in high school, I feel like I was just a dog to everybody. They'll be like, "Josh, you want a snack?" I'll be like, "Fuck yeah, bro."
Yeah, I would like a squeeze snack.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, but shit. Now we're talking about retail, man. We can spin this podcast in a whole new direction that we have opened
I know.
up. Thank God. I was like,
Can
I'm
of
running out of
worms.
questions. I remember. Okay, so I worked at
Banana Republic.
I'm not fucking. Yeah, I've worked at Banana Republic Factory. Fucking. Oh my God. I loved it, but I hated it. But like, not hated like other people do. It was just more like, this is my job, and I'm just gonna let this go. And when I quit, I wasn't like, fuck, I hate this job. I just quit because I was just busy and I didn't want to do it. And I was like, I was open to like going back. And then once I gained my sanity, I'm like, nah, I'm not going back for a while. If I go back to retail, I'm gonna take a fucking break. I could not. It was like, there was one time, I have some stories. I was gonna save this for its own podcast, but then I realized, nah, fuck that. It would be hella weird if I'm just talking about myself, about retail. And I was like, okay, so one time, okay, I was ringing up this guy, right? Ringing up. I'm putting his stuff in his bag. I'm asking, are you going to use credit or debit? Do you want to open a banana card with us? This is the benefits of it. No? Okay, that's okay. Blah, blah, blah. All the normal retail shit, right? And then I gave it to him. I said, have a nice day, right? This man went up to the manager, and the manager went up to me and said to my face, hey, I'm going to give a discount to the guy because you didn't say have a nice day with enough enthusiasm.
What?
Bitch, what? What? The have a nice day is where I messed up? What did you want me to say? Hello, have a nice day. My God.
He wants an ending song, be like, have a nice day.
Hope
bitch.
you enjoyed
Get
your
out.
time at Banana Republic. I'm stupid.
I'm ready.
Fucking no, I have this crazy ass. Not crazy. It was just funny. It was one of the funniest moments I ever had at retail. So I don't think I've told you this. So no, yeah, I definitely didn't tell you. This motherfucker is about to. So I was ringing up. There's a long line. So I was ringing people were coming. I was ringing people up, right? Like, how was your day? Blah blah blah. Then I remember these two women came up to me, right? so I could ring them up, right? Check them out, whatever,
Yeah.
right? Fucking, bro, I swear to God, bro, these women towered over me, like minimum 6 foot tall. Oh, where is he going?
I'm trying to get some. Hold up.
Should I get food? Watch, she's gonna. All right. Okay, one second. Actually, I'm fucking hungry. I'm gonna eat part of this 2-day cookie. I have it in the corner. Okay, just all melted together, so now I'm just kind of 2-day cookie brownie. But this shit is fucking delicious.
It's a big cookie.
There's like all the cookies melted because they had been baked, and then she just put in the freezer. This shit is delicious. I can't even hear any of you. I'm just like enjoying my cookie. Oh fuck. Alright. Oh, fucking, that's so good. Alright. Oh, we're switching. Wait, what'd you switch to? Just headphones? Okay.
Yeah, the beats, man. The original.
The beats. Alright. It's like, people are like, this is a part 2. Y'all, bitch, I got some Sonys. What the fuck? Y'all making me feel like shit right now?
I told you, man. We bougie like that.
I hate the both of you right now.
Ooh, extra.
I am going to invite people to this podcast right now.
You know what's the best part about this too?
What?
Jovin?
What?
This is a Lil Wayne edition.
Lil Wayne, his hero, is the number one hero. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's switch gears. Let's talk more about retail because that shit.
That's fun.
That really grinds my gears, and fucking obviously don't say anything that will get y'all fired. Even though I doubt your managers will listen to this, but your bosses or whatever. But no, I had this crazy retail story. So fucking, I was ringing people up, and then these 2 women came, and I cannot. They were fucking tall. Like by tall, I mean like minimum 6 foot each. It's like I remember because I looked up. Like I don't. Like, you know, retail, most people, they're not, even if they're taller than you, don't look up, right? But I remember looking up. I was like, holy shit. In my head, I was like, oh, sure, like, hey. But
so they were lampposts?
But no, these were like Amazonian women. They were like stocky. They had like fucking fur coats on, tall as shit. I was like, fucking hell.
So they were a family of walking lampposts?
I don't Maybe, I don't know, but the transaction itself wasn't even the funny. I'm not even close to the funniest part. So we were doing this whole thing. I was ringing them up, and then they said, "Hey," they went like, "Hey, do you know who the blonde guy is that who works on the floor?" I was like, "Jake," because that Jake's my fuck. Oh shit, I don't give a fuck. He's no longer there. I don't work for him. Anyway, Jake. So Jake. He's like, yeah, I know, yeah, Jake. He's my manager. He's like, oh, can you call him over, right? Or call him over after a transaction and see him tell him like something. I'm like, sure, like, cause I'm not thinking of anything, right? She's probably like, oh, he probably helped her. He just wants to say thank you, whatever. Normal innocent customer shit, right? Normal. So, but then when I finished ringing them up, she's like, hey, we gotta go. Me and my cousin. So I guess they're cousins, right? We gotta go, right? But can you call Jake up and can you just give this to him for me? So I remember she like gave me something. I was like, I didn't open my hand because I was like, what the fuck? And I'm like over my walkie, hey Jake, can you come to the front? And I remember like he's like sure. And about like 2 minutes, like a minute or 2 later, he comes walking in but he's like this like he's like when you look at the Abercrombie and Fitch workers, because you know Banana Republic. It's like all chill, whatever. It's all diverse people, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But you know what an Abercrombie and Fitch worker, right, looks like, right? You know what a fucking air apostle worker, right? That type of guy. That's my manager. So imagine him walking in, right? White guy, blonde hair, fucking nice shirt, well tailored, everything. He's just like he's decently good looking. If I would give him on a scale, he'd probably be like 7.5, 8, right? Not too shabby for himself, right? And then, so when he came up, I was like, "Hey, because then I caught a corner of my eye. They're still right outside the door, right? They haven't left. They're like looking in, and I was like, they asked the customers over asked me to give you this, and I like handed it to him, and then that's when I realized what it was. It was a fucking piece of paper, and when he looked at it, he was like, he read it, and I was like, it's a number. And in my head, I'm like, I know it's a number, and he's like, it's a number. And I remember looking to the women, and it's like he waved, like, yeah, and then they're like, look at these 6'5" tall Amazonian women giggling like schoolgirls, like, and then walked away. I was like, that was weird. Cut to the end of the night, right? There's like some customers in line, right? I'm like the only cashier up because there's only like 2 customers in line, right? And I'm ringing up the first of the last two, right? And I'm just hearing like all my coworkers, I can like, because they're talking over the walkie. You're just talking shit now, right? No one's giving a fuck anymore, right? There's no one in the store. Everyone's like, "Hey, is everyone out of the store? Make sure everyone's out of the store. Yo, man, it's time to clean. Time fucking." Because I was closing crew, right? So I closed most of the nights up till like midnight, right? Because we close at 9 and then we got 3 hours to fold the store down, whatever, right? So I was like, I remember the people were like saying, "Hey, yo, after work, y'all want to get in and out or something? You want to go hang out?" Right? And Jake, who's still, I think he leaves around like 10 o'clock. He's not closing manager, but he's like there to help. He just counts money and then he's gonna leave, right? He's like, "Man, y'all never invite me out, right? You never invite me to anything. I'm hella alone, right?" In my head, as I'm talking to customers, I'm like, I stop, right? And I'm just like, go up to my walkie. I just like, so by the way, everyone in the store kind of already knew what happened, right? Because obviously word gets out, right? Everyone knew, like some women gave Jake their number, right? So I was like, but Jake, you already have some friends that really want to talk to hang out with you. Like, really, that's all I said, right? I fucking kid you not. So I'm having customers in the front. The customer can't really hear what I said because I'm to the walkie, right? Right? So they're not paying attention. The whole back of the store fucking starts shouting and laughing to the point where the customers in line get spooked because all of a sudden you just hear, "Oh fucking shit!" Because like in the moment everyone was like hearing this, like, "Oh man, someone fucking gave Jake their number." Ooh, fucking my friend Deep was like, I literally could see him come out of the door on one side of the store, run across, and then go through the door, other door on the other side of the store. And he did that 3 times. While I'm ringing people up, I have to explain to them, they're just having fun in the back. Fucking Jake would not talk to me for like a week. He was just like, "No, I can't look at you. I won't reprimand you, but that was a good dig." It was legit the funniest moment just because I remember like so well, because it didn't come on my walkie, it came from the back. So it is like a thick door. The door is like this thick, and then the walls are just as thick, and then there's the changing room, and then the fucking back. I can hear literally 10 people in the back laughing their ass off, and I'm the only one in the front fucking trying to ring people up. And I was just like, fuck is going on? Because I just
That's
said that
how
one
it
thing.
is.
I just said one thing. It wasn't even like, "Hey, yo, man, you should hit her up and fuck her," or something. Like, no, I was like, hey, don't you have a friend who wants to hang out with you? Or some innocent shit. It was like the funniest shit for like a week because it was the only thing anyone could talk about. I was like, this is the height of my retail. It had nothing to do with retail.
It'd be like that. It'd be like that because like when Becky dropped off Chick-fil-A. Yeah, she dropped off Chick-fil-A there.
Album release because
she dropped off Chick-fil-A for me because I was just joking, by the way, because she like had a Snapchat thing about like going to Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, "Hey, yo, come through," because I'm
like, bring me food, and I didn't even reply or anything. And
I'm like, I'm starving here, man. Like they working me like a slave. I'm like, I need food. And then before even my break, she came by and it's like, "Yo, I got food," and I'm like, "You actually got food?" I'm like, "Damn, that's cool." Like,
and then retail, man.
Everybody in my backroom crew was like, "Was that the girl who like gave you like food that day?" I'm like, yeah. And then they were like, "Yeah, I feel like she's always into makeup," and I'm like, "How the fuck are you outside when you're supposed to be inside my back room.
So,
They're like, we push makeup. I'm like, I get that, but like, it doesn't take about like 20 minutes or so to do that. In order for you to circumnavigate in through the makeup like aisle, you have to be there for at least like 3 hours in order for you to see her. So I'm like, so you're telling me you didn't do nothing in the back room that day? He's like, no, I hanged. I'm like, it's get the fuck out of here.
You
Like,
go there very often.
you do. Not anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
fucking. Yeah, any crazy customer stories? Any of you two? Like, just like, what the fuck is going on? I can't deal with you. I don't want to be with you. I just want to leave. I want to cry.
Oh,
I
mine
want to
was
kill you.
this is a different before TJ Maxx. It was Bye Bye Baby.
All right.
So there was one customer over there. She was asking like, "Hey, I need some help with the strollers and whatnot." I'm like, "Okay, I got you." And then the first thing she asked me was like, "Are you a parent?" I'm like, no, but I am. Like, I know my facts on each stroller, each car seat, each whatever you need to be. Like, this is my department, so I kind of have to know it." And she's like, "I want to talk to somebody who's a parent because I don't trust your opinion." And I'm like, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm like, I'm going to go find somebody who's a parent here. And during at that time when we were closing, nobody was a parent. So I was like, I came back to her all polite and shit. I was like, unfortunately, ma'am, nobody right now has a child of their own at the moment, or they've claimed. So I'm like, you can come back tomorrow, or we can schedule an actual thing with somebody who has per se a child of their own.
God damn it. This is hurting me on a spiritual level.
And she goes like this. She goes like, why is there nobody working here right now that's kind of just reliable? I'm like, I literally went like this around. I'm like, I mean, like I said, I can help you. It's just if you don't want me, I can find somebody else. It's just at the moment, nobody is a parent in the store. And she goes like, why are you guys just hiring people who are not like parents? I'm like, that's a good ass question. Like, that's a good question right there. I do not know.
I don't know, Karen. Why aren't you working here?
So I just went like, I mean, if you need any help, just let me know. I'm gonna be working on my books right here. So yeah, just let me know. And then she came by to me a lot of times and going like, do you guys have this? I'll be like, yeah. And then she'll ask me questions like, so is this compatible with this? Is this not compatible with this? I'll tell her the answer. And she goes like, but you're not a parent though, so you can't tell me like which fucking car seat. I'm like, my nigga, for real? Like, this is what we doing right now. Like that was one time where I wanted to punch a pregnant lady in the throat.
Like, I'm apparently annoyed by you.
Ooh. All right, Rebecca, how about you? Any crazy Karen or Richard stories for you?
I gotta think about that.
We have a lot of Kyles.
Kyle's never leave their hometown. Was part of varsity football as the water boy. Kyle.
I used to work at PetSmart, and I remember like my first or second week of working there, I had a nightmare one night of being up front at the cash register, calling for backup because I had so many customers in line. And this was in my dream, and all these customers were like, come on, this is bull crap.
Who goes to PetSmart like that? Like
this was my dream. Like, this was my nightmare. Like, all of a sudden, like, all the way back to the grooming salon at PetSmart, I had a line of customers. I was calling for help over the headset, and nobody was coming. And that was, like, the worst thing ever. I don't know why. Like, I just had such a fear of, like, I don't know, like, having so many customers in line and not being able to get through them all. And I don't know. I've had, like, that for sure. And no, that was my first job, was PetSmart too, so I had a lot of pressure.
I once had a customer, right? So she is, I think, old Asian lady, not old, she's like middle-aged old, I don't know.
Fucking Asians, man.
She came up with a bunch of clothes, right? Like 3 bags worth of clothes, right? We have shopping bags.
Filipino?
No, she's not.
Chinese?
I wouldn't know because she never talked. She didn't even talk to me, right? She's like here, right? And I'm just ringing up everything, right? Putting them and then fucking ringing them up, putting them into bags, right? And like she wasn't paying attention. I think she was on her phone. And then I said, whatever the price was, I know it was 500 plus. She bought 500 plus worth of Banana Republic clothes.
She gets shot.
And it was like, and she's like, and I was like, okay, that's gonna be 550.81, right? And then she finally looks up, right? This bitch said no, and then walked out. Just walked out of the store. Just no, and then walks out. I'm like, my manager, who's right next to me, just also dumbfounded. He's just like,
what the fuck?
And then I'm just like,
551.80, and then
hey, we got like 3 bags worth of go backs. It's like 3 bags. We just took them. I'm like, yeah, it's full already.
It's like, we're quit. I'm fucking quit.
Oh, I do have one actually. That was recently. It was on Saturday. Yeah.
Ooh,
I
recent.
had a customer in drive-through, and I was bringing her up at the window, and I gave her a total and everything. All of a sudden, she starts coughing. I just naturally step back because she's coughing, right? She's like, "Oh no, I'm not coughing because of that. I just have my vape pen with me." See, she holds up her vape pen. I'm like, "Cool, girl. Yeah, good. No worries. No worries. You're good. You're all good." And I'm like, "Have a great day." Okay.
It's like, I need my smokes.
It's not coronavirus. I'm like, okay.
She's like, you're really trying to like, I'm not sick. I'm not sick.
I'm like, you're probably gonna die from that more than the coronavirus. Okay.
She just keeps saying, okay, sure, don't kill me. Bruh, some customers just be like, look, I'm like starting to remember slowly some more stories, but they're not fully formed because it's been so long. It's like, I remember another one slightly. It's like, I was working on a transaction that lasted an hour. I don't remember why. I just remember it was an hour long because I think they were trying to open up a credit card and they were trying to find all their information, but like there was but then like they found it just before I could tell them like, hey, could you step to the side, and then when you find it, you can come back to me right away. And it just kept going.
It's like, fuck you, bro. Get it.
And then it wasn't approved at first, so that means you have to call corporate. I had to call corporate. And then they said, oh, it's approved now. So then, like, it's approved. Then you apply the discount. And they're like, you know, I want to add more items. And I can't. And to add more items at that point of the transaction, I literally had to cancel the entire transaction and restart from the beginning. And I'm like, I have to restart. And they're like, that's fine. And they came back with, like, another fucking $500 worth of clothes. Because, you know, rich people problems. I'm just like, what the
I know,
fuck?
right?
And then when I remember, I remember because I hadn't ate in a while, so I was getting, you know, that cold sweat you get when you're like, you haven't ate and you're starting to like low sugar, and I'm like, I'm getting that, and I'm just like, I remember looking at my watch at the beginning of the fucking transaction, or no, not the watch, but the time on my computer were ringing up, and when I finally finished, it had literally been over an hour, and the line. I don't remember it wasn't Black Friday, but it was a big weekend, and a lot of people were coming in. It might have been like a July 4th or something. The line was still so fucking long. Thank God I had my break. I was like, I'm not about to fucking go back into this mess after that transaction. Oh my God, an hour long.
That's the worst.
Okay.
I've had that.
People have too many coupons that they want to use.
And I have to say, you can only use one coupon, ma'am or sir.
Oh my gosh.
I've had that on well, no, it's mostly like it was my last day at Panda.
What?
You know Eugene?
Yeah.
Yeah, Eugene and I think his brother and half his fucking entire family came through. And this man's was like, hey bro, can I get like this one right here cooked? I was like, listen, motherfucker, this is my last day today. All right, like I'm like, I'll tell you what. Say whatever you want on the Steam table. I'll give it to you for free. Like, just get the fuck out of here. And it's like, say less, man. He's like, I'll take the chow mein, and I'm like, that's the only chow mein you're gonna get. We're not gonna cook for you. It's like, yeah, that's fine. So I got chow mein. I still remember it was a chow mein, like a large one, and then he got a large orange chicken, a small kung pao, a medium we call that, like the chicken mushroom.
Yeah.
Yep. And then a lot of the pot stickers that were left. And then he was like, all right, Josh, peace out. I'm like, yeah, get out.
He's like, get the fuck out. Fucking.
Like, it was my last day. I'm like, I'm not trying to stay here until like 11. Like, I'm trying to dip at like 10, 15 the most. Like,
Yeesh.
Fuck you, Eugene. Like,
fucking retail, there's so much drama that goes on behind the scenes at retail, especially between managers, at least in my experience.
I know.
They're so catty, so petty.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Bro, there's one manager. She works with me. Well, she's not even really a manager. She's like one of those supervisors that's trying to become a manager.
Right.
She would oversee. I work the back room, right? So if you're the manager of the day at that day and you're trying to move everybody,
yep.
Yeah. If you get that job, you're supposed to just kind of check in on everybody, right? Not go into their designated department and started working with them.
Right.
Yeah, that's what she did at one point. She was just like, we had like a 9-pallet truck, and she just started taking over my entire operation over there. And I almost went like, bitch, listen, like, you don't know shit about the back room. Don't touch anything in here. Like, you don't know where everything goes. So please, get the fuck out. I was about to say that, but I went to the nicer version where I'm like, listen, like, it's cool, like, you're trying to help, but like, I need all the tanks and like this and that pushed out. Like, it'd be great if you can like help out with that, because I'm gonna need that in like less than 15 minutes. He's like, okay, no, I got you. But in my head, I'm like, you stupid asshole. Like, are you for real right now? Like I'm about to like stab you in the neck and then throw you in the compactor. Like,
yeah, fucking. No, I learned this from a source. I'm not gonna tell my source out there because I don't want to expose anyone. But like, I remember one man, like, I had this fucking. Actually, this is a different story. Fuck, I had one manager that all the workers liked. Right? He was like this guy named. He was like. I remember his name, but I remember he was like, hey, yo, whoever can finish cleaning up their section tonight, y'all getting a Snickers bar today. I'm like, bro, I want a fucking Snickers at midnight. Fuck yeah, because that's how you hype up like broke college students with food and vibes, right? He's like, whoever can, but like he wouldn't want anyone to rush. He'd be like, yo, let's all chill. Yo, who got a speaker? Let's play some music. It was like the funnest time, and because of that. He was the general manager, right? So he's like in the school. He's like the school. What the fuck am I saying? In the fucking job, he's the highest manager, right? All the other managers hated his ass because he's like people liked him over them. So they it was like a slow month, and then they were able to blame that shit on him. So. And then he like had to like leave because it was because of him, and all the fucking us employees were hella pissed. And then the person who replaced him was a strict ass motherfucker who'd be like, hurry up, and I'm like, I am folding clothes, I cannot fold them any faster than I can fold. Like, what do you expect me to do, grow arms? Yeah, it was the worst. I hate managers make and break a job, dude.
True.
There's some managers that like to fight.
Nah. All right. But dude, yeah. Anyway, Josh, you got anything to plug? I know you got shit to plug.
I mean, yeah, check out Love Story. Love Story, the EP that came out, Napa Valley Adventures by The Gallery. And then I have another one coming out. It's called Coffee. Yeah.
Coffee, is that EP or is that single?
The single.
All right. When should people expect that out to be? Is there a rough estimate of time?
Well, according to the website DistroKid, is like, due to the coronavirus, blah blah blah, everybody is working from home. So just the server, blah blah blah. So we don't know when it's supposed to release Friday the 13th.
That happened already.
Yeah, so it should be here either Wednesday or literally tomorrow night.
All right.
Yeah, it's just people are working from home.
If that shit's up by the time this podcast comes out, I'll link it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, that's it for today on the GoLoco podcast. So, wherever and whenever you are in the world listening to this podcast, have a good night, because we're all gonna fucking knock out now.
Yeah. Have a great morning.
Wash hands, social distancing, all that shit.
Don't be fucking and sucking at the moment,
Purell, Germex, and now soap. Lots of soap. 20 seconds, sing happy birthday twice, y'all.
Or just say I don't know, just count. 1, 2, 3.
You're gonna make it like you're sleeping. I have 3. Fuck.
Yeah.
Now wash your hands. Fucking. If anything, if you guys get anything from this podcast, wash your fucking hands.
Yep.
Seriously.
2 seconds per finger.
The eczema will be worth it, okay, guys? The eczema is worth it.
I'm already skinned. Like,
bro,
I got bruises already.
I got eczema. Fuck,
same,
man.
dude.
Fucking. Oh yeah, tip. If you're gonna wash your hands that much, fucking just.
Yo.
She gets excited over little things like this.
It's all good. Hey, fucking Gold Bond. This shit, fucking great, dude.
Is that the stuff that doesn't come off when you wash?
Yeah, when I wash my hands later, I'm just like, why the fuck is it smooth?
I'm just very bougie like that. So
yeah, all right. Anyway, whenever you guys are in the world, wash your fucking hands. Use hand lotion. Peace out.
Don't touch people's face.
That too.
Man.
Peace out.
Good morning, man.